What better way to advertise a new IP like Splatoon than to include DLC based on it in Super Smash Bros. Hey guys, Squeaky here, back with another video. Today I have some moveset ideas for the Inkling characters from Splatoon. If you don't know, Splatoon is a new Nintendo third-person shooter where, in the multiplayer, the goal is to use ink blasters and other weapons to cover more surfaces than the other team. Keep in mind, we don't know too much about Splatoon as of now, so the names I use for attacks and things might not be their official names. In Super Smash Bros., I think that the Inkling's ability to spread ink across the ground would be the main mechanic of its moveset. Oh yeah, the Inkling can be both male and female, so I bet you'd be able to change their colors and gender like Robin. For this video, I'll refer to the Inkling as a she because the main character in the recent Splatoon single-player trailer was female. Inkling's neutral special would be Ink Shot. She would shoot a stream of ink from her ink blaster that covers the ground. In Splatoon, the Inkling's ink allows them to sink into it by transforming into a squid. Using the same ability, the ink would make dashing and dodge rolling faster and naturally lower to the ground. Looking at gameplay footage of Splatoon, the Inkling's walking speed seems pretty sluggish, so the ability to move quickly could be a crucial part of her gameplay. In addition, the shooting ink itself would cause opponents who are shot with ink to get pushed away. The ink mechanic would also affect her side special, what I'm calling Squid Dash. Inkling transforms into her squid form and dashes forward a short distance. The power, speed, and distance would greatly increase if the attack started while standing in ink. In Splatoon, holding a button allows instantaneously jumping to another part of the map occupied by your team's colored ink. Like this, as an up special, the Inkling floats in midair for a moment and then launches upwards in an arc. The squid does damage and an ink trail pushes opponents away. Like the ability in Splatoon to begin shooting before hitting the ground, prepare for a hard landing on the way down if you don't cancel it beforehand. Splatoon has more weapons than just guns. As a down special, Inkling could toss out a splash bomb. These are triangular-shaped grenades that explode in a burst of ink. In Smash Bros., I think it would be interesting if the splash bombs could be deployed and they only detonate if an opponent comes into close proximity to it or after a certain amount of time. Opponents that are close to the blast will be damaged. Otherwise, opponents will be pushed away. The blast also covers the ground in ink. So, something you've probably thought of with this whole ink mechanic thing is, how much can there be at a time? Or maybe you haven't thought that. Anyway, I think that any ink on the field would disappear after 5 seconds maximum, in order to keep the amount of ink on the stage minimal for both better performance and less stage control. You may have also thought, does this ink ever run out? I'm thinking that, like in Splatoon, the ink shot and splash bombs use ink from the Inkling's ink tank. But how do you refill your supply? Well, in Splatoon, Inklings can refill their ink supply by sinking into their own ink as a squid. I propose that, as an Inkling, holding crouch in place will turn the Inkling into a squid and gradually refill your tank. I'm not 100% sure how the ammo in Splatoon works, but to make some reasonable guesses on how it might work in Smash Bros., if the ink tank has 5 units of ink in it, spraying ink uses 1 unit per second, and deploying 1 splash bomb uses 3 units. This way, Inkling would work sort of like Robin in that you need to ration your supplies. A third thing you may have asked is, won't Inkling have easy gimping ability? Well, that's something I struggled with in creating this moveset. Theoretically, by spraying ink, Inkling would easily be able to keep opponents off stage. I think I've decided that in addition to having a limited ink supply, it would be best if the ink shot did significantly less pushback than, say, Mario's Flood or the Gust Bellows item. Moving on, here's some ideas for some standard attacks. Inkling's smash attacks could have her whip out the paint roller weapon, hold back, and lash out with a mighty swing. The down smash would have her sweep along the ground in a circle with it, while the up smash would have her twirl it above her head as a multi-hit attack. The side smash would probably look like this attack, where the Inkling here smashes down with the roller, or if the moveset needs more range, she could lunge forward with it while also painting the ground. For some standard and aerial attacks, Although Inkling could bash forward with her Ink Blaster in combination with punching and kicking, the paintbrush weapon, seen in the recent single-player trailer, could be used as a melee attack. However, we don't actually know what the brush is capable of, so this is simply speculation. Additionally, she could fire the blaster for some aerial attacks like the villager's slingshot or the Mii Gunner's back aerial. And finally, as the final smash is what I'm calling the Ink Zuka. This weapon is seen as a sort of special attack in Splatoon, available to use when the meter next to what appears to be your score fills up. For this attack, Inkling would fire a spinning pillar of ink that damages and pushes opponents away. The height of the pillar decreases as it travels. So, what do you think of my Inkling moveset? Do you think these guys could appear as Smash Bros. For 3DS and Wii U DLC? Do you think they could be playable at all, ever? I'm personally really hyped for Splatoon. The game looks really fun and I can't wait to try it out. I went and watched some gameplay in order to make this video, and I noticed that the Inklings also have a bunch of animations that would definitely fit right into Smash Bros. They even have an animation for entering a turf war match in Splatoon that could easily be used as their entrance animation in Smash Bros. Anyway, that's all I have for this video. Leave your opinions in the comments below, and I'll see you next time.